Today we're going to be doing page 209 from our Engineering Design and Graphics with SolidWorks 2016 workbook. And there are 6 parts to create, and we know how to take this different ways to do this. I think that from what we've done before, these 3 and this one are pretty obvious on how to do. This one's kind of obvious, but I'll do this one. I'm going to do 3-6, and then I'm going to do 3-10, so that you have a better idea how to do the rest of them. I think these are the 2 most difficult on the page. This one's pretty easy. So I'm going to start with P3-6. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this profile, and then I'm just going to cut out this section and this section, and that's all it is. So I have a profile here. I'm going to extrude it, and then I'm going to cut extrude this piece and this piece, and that's all the steps that are involved with that. These are really simple. I think they are. You just have to wrap your head around. There's different ways to do it, and you just have to wrap your head around how you want to do it. I would do this profile, and then I extrude the whole thing out, and then I would just cut out this piece, and then I would just add a boss extrude for this little piece on the end right there. That's all I would do. Same thing, I would just do this profile, and I would extrude this 60 millimeters. Then I would cut extrude this rectangle that's 15 by 20, and then I would boss extrude this rectangle, which is 15 by 25 outward. That'd be simple. This same thing. I would just do this profile. I would extrude it out. I would create a couple boss extrudes right here, and then I would do a cut extrude right here and be done with that. This one, I would create this piece right here, and then I would create this piece right here, and then I'd create that piece right there and be done with it. And I'll show you how to do this one. This one seems to be I think this is the most complicated one on the whole page, but I don't think it's that complicated. Same thing. I'm just gonna do a profile. I'm gonna extrude that across 50 millimeters, and then I'm going to put a hole through here. I'm gonna cut a hole through here. I'm gonna cut a hole through here, and then I'm just gonna create this rectangle, and I'm just gonna do a cut extrude right through there, and then be done with that one. So let's start P3-6. All right, this is 10 millimeters throughout this whole section right here. So we're gonna draw a line that's 50 by 40 by 15, and then I'm gonna go up 10 millimeters here. I'm gonna go 10 millimeters here, and then I'm going to draw a line across, up and over. So let's go ahead and do that. So 50, I'm going to go over, start at origin, 50 this way and 40 that way. All right, so let's do right plane. Let's do right plane. This is in millimeters. Sketch. Here's my origin. I'm going to take my line tool. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to smart dimension this. This is 50 millimeters. This is 40 millimeters. I'm going to do a line that goes across this way. That's 40. All right, so now this is going to be 10, and this is going to be 10. So let's go ahead, smart dimension this. Oops. I didn't want the point. I want the line. Now, you always got to be difficult. You always got to make sure you click. You don't want to click on that. You want to click on a line. The smaller line is, the harder it is just to distinguish what it is you want to click on. So I'm going to click on the line, make that 10 millimeters. And then I don't want the point. I want the line. I don't want the point. I'm going to zoom in. 10 millimeters. All right, so now this is real simple. I'm going to draw a line like this. I'm going to draw a line like this right there. Draw a line like this. And then I want to click. I want a smart dimension. I want this line and this line to be 10 millimeters. All right, so this is 10 millimeters all the way through. Simple enough. Double click, feature, extrude boss base. And this is 40 across. So we put in 40 millimeters. Hit OK. So we have this shape right here. I'm going to use my arrow keys to spin this around. All right, this is pretty good. So what I have here is I have a cut that's 15, and it's 40 across. It's 10 from one side, 10 from the other, which makes it 30. So it's a rectangle that's 15 by 30 with a spacing of 10 on both sides, 10 millimeters on both sides. So let's go ahead and click on the face, sketch, corner rectangle. I'm going to make this like this. Then I'm going to smart dimension it. I want this line to that line. I'm going to roll out so it goes. So I want this to be 10 mm. I want this line to be 10 mm. And I want this line by itself to be 15 mm. All right, so we have 30 by 15, and now I'm going to do features, extruded cut, and then I'm going to do a through all, and then I hit OK. All right, so that cuts out this piece. So now I got this. I just have to do this piece, and this is a rectangle. This is 40, so that's 25 because the distance here is 15, and then it's 10 by 10, and then it's cut down 25, extrude cut into it 25 because it's 15 from the bottom. And I could do this is symmetrical. I could do it on this face or I can do it on that face. But 40 minus 15 is 25. So it's the rectangle is 25 between here and here, and it's 25 between here and here because this is 40, that's 15, that's 15. So multiple ways to do this. I can pick this face or I can pick that face. I think I'm going to pick this face. Sketch. All right. And I want to do a corner rectangle. Now I can actually reasonably go like this. It's not locked in anywhere, so put this like that. Now I'm going to smart dimension this. So from here to here is 10 millimeters. And from here to here is 10 millimeters. Oops, millimeters. And I could do this line to be 25, or I could do from here to there is 15. I'll just do this as 25 millimeters. All right, so check mark, and now I'm going to do features, extrude cut, right? So I have it at 40. I want it to be 25, and then I go, all right, so that goes inward. I say okay, and there you go. So let's see, is that what it? That's what it looks like. So there you go. So I'm done with this. So this is part 3-6. So we go File, Save As, part P3-6. Hit Save. File. Make drawing from part. Pick the first one. Hit OK. All these, I like the one that I set it on. So I'm going to put that right there. Of course, I like this. And then use custom. Like that. Do a note. Do note with the big A. I call it a note. That's just note though. Pick anything you want. Increase the size if you want. Any size you want. Make it bold, italics, underline, anything you want there. And then you type your name. Okay, then you say boom. And then we have a file save. And then we go file, print. OneNote for Windows 10. Hit OK. Notes, OK. And there it is. So we do this. This is part 3-6. Part P3-6. Make that a capital P. All right, so that's submitted. Now we go back. And we want to do P3-10. This one's really not that difficult either. I think it's the most difficult one on the page, but it's pretty simple. Once again, there's a variety of ways you can create this. Now that we're learning all these different ways to put in different dimensions and extrude it in different ways, but this is a 100. This is 15 millimeters. This is 30 millimeters. I'm going to start on this corner, the 30 by 100. I'm going to start on the front face. So let's go ahead. Come over here. I'm going to close that. Yeah, sure. Save all. I'm going to close that. I'm going to do File, New, Part, OK. And then I'm going to pick the front plane for this one, Sketch. And from the origin, I'm going to go up and over. So I'm going to go over this way and up this way. All right. So over 100 millimeters, up 30. Smart dimension. 30 millimeters. 100 millimeters. This one is up 15. So let's do our OK, Smart Tool. Smart Dimension this. 15 millimeters. All right, so this is over 20. I'm gonna zoom in on this. All right. So I'm just looking. So it's back. So we got 50 is how far it's extruded. Both things extruded the same length, 50 from point to point. From bottom to the very top is 15. From here to here is 30. So 30 and then up this line from top to bottom is 50. So we can go ahead and do that. Let's do it. Over 30, and then 35 would be the length of this line. 50 minus 15 is 35. So 30 and then 15. Let's do that. 30 and 35. I'm sorry. 30 and then 35. All right. So draw a line. This comes in 30 and then goes up 35. Smart dimension. 30 mm. 35 mm. All right, so now we want to come in this way. All right, this I believe is 20 from here to here. Oh, this is 40 from this side to that side. So, okay, let's do that. I think this will be 20 left over. So what do we got? 100. 20 and 40 is 60 and 30. That doesn't add up. So I don't think this 20, I don't know what this 20 represents right now, but from this line to this line is 40. So we're just going to draw a line across anyways, and that's going to be 40. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, line from here to here, smart dimension, 40 mm. Okay. All right, so now we just have to do this little nook right here. So we got a line. How does this go? I think it just goes. Yeah, it just goes across. So we don't even need measurements because what we're going to do is we're just going to draw this. So that's 30 and up one. Okay. So these measurements are by default what they are because all we're doing is across and up. So we have all of these measurements done correctly. So let's go ahead and extrude this. And this is extruded across 50, from point to point is 50 millimeters. So we go features, extrude boss base, and we go 50 millimeters. All right, so we have this shape. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a hole here and a hole there. And I think that's what I think that 20 represents is where the, how many is, no, 13. So our circle is centered halfway in and 13 and in 13. So it's hard to see because this is, but this 20, I'm not sure, I'm not really sure what this 20 is. It's difficult to figure that out. I think that is the center point. Is that diameter of, so this is just centered. This is, what was this, 40? Yeah, so 20, okay. So this 20, I'm really having a difficult time figuring it out, but I think the 20 is the center of the circle is 20 by 20. It's centered, and that's the center of the circle. So that's what that stood for. It's hard to see in this drawing what it is, but I think that's it. And then I'll have to figure out what this, oh, this rectangle is just, it's 15 down, and I'm not sure what the sides are. So let's go with, let's do this circle here. It's diameter of 30, and it's centered, 20 by 20. So that seems simple enough. Click on this face, sketch, circle, this, and this. That's the center, 20 by 20. And then smart dimension are 30 mm. All right, is that right? Yep, 30 mm. And then we're going to do a, I believe it's a cut through all because it doesn't really say much, so it doesn't really make much difference. Features, extrude cut, through all. All right, so we have that hole is there. Let's do this one. This one might be centered too. So this was 50. That's at 25. Oh, I see. So the two holes have a diameter of 20, and they both have a distance of 25 from the side, which this is 50, so that would be centered. And then this was a distance of 30, and that's, what is this 15 for? I don't even know what that 15's for. Oh, that's the cut on the side. All right, so this one's centered, and that one's 25. These are both centered circles, so we're just going to center them. That's easy enough. All right, 25. I don't see anything on this crosshair axis, but I think all three circles are centered. This says 13, and that would be less than centered. This is 25 by 13. All right, so, oh, both sides are 13. Okay. So the center point for the circle, I don't know why they put it over here where you can't see it. So it's 13 in from both sides, 13 in and 25. So this side's 30, that side's 30. So that's a little less than centered. Okay, so easy enough. All right, so let's go ahead and click on this face and sketch circle. So 25 is here, and then we're going to smart dimension our point from here to here, and that's going to be 13 millimeters. And our circle diameter is 20 millimeters. And then we can do the same thing over here. Oh, no, that's different. Okay, so we'll do features, extrude cut, through all. All right, so that's through all. 50 would have been fine. Now we're going to click on this face, sketch dimension, circle. 25 is right in the middle. And we're going to create that circle. We're going to smart dimension from here to there to be 30 or 13 millimeters. And then we want the circle diameter to be 20 millimeters. And we want to do a features, extrude cut through all. I could have left it. I was going to cut through, but whatever. Through all is all we need. So we have this shape. Now we just want to do this rectangle here. So we're gonna click on the face, sketch diagram, and I'm going to draw a rectangle here. And now our dimensions are going to be 15. All right, so I'm going to start with that one. So right here, from top to bottom is 15. Symmetrical on both sides. But what is the... Let's see if we have the distance here. 20 was for the circle. 40. I'm looking for something that might give me a distance on this thing here. And I just don't see it. This is 15. So you can see sometimes these drawings are they're just not good representations. Like this 13 on both sides, that should have been over here somewhere on this side or this side where it was easy to see that this line is the center of the circle, and then you'd say both sides. So you'd have the two holes are 20, diameter 20, and the distance from the side is 13 on both sides. So this 50, you're going to eliminate these numbers. 50 is how far it's extruded out. 25 is the distance from the center of the circle. 13 on both sides. 30 is how tall this is. 100 is the grand distance. 40 is what this is. 30 is on both sides. 30 and 30 is 60, and 40 is 100. So 30, so that's all these numbers. 25 is the distance to the circle, just like as any other side. 15 is how tall this is. 50 is the total height. 15 goes to this. 20 is the circle centered. 30 is the diameter. 20 is the diameter. So there is no distance here. What we know is that it's equal to each other. All right, so this was never given to us how thick this is. So let's go back and just eyeball it here. All right, so this distance is 40. If this is a distance of 10 and this is a distance of 10, that leaves only 20. And this is 30. Let's take a look at that and see how that is, if that fits. So I'm going to do this line and this line and make that 10 millimeters. If I do this line and that line, okay, just cancel. All right. Oh, let's turn this a little bit. This line and that line, and make that 10 millimeters. All right, that looks good. I think that's what it's supposed to be, 10 and 10. Making this 20 because this circle's 30. All right, so let's leave it at that. 10 and 10 is fine. And then what we're gonna do is, so this should be 20 by 15. It's centered, 10 and 10 from each side. Okay, features, extrude cut. All right, and 50 is all the way across. We don't want it all the way across. Let's see. Looks like 25 would be in the middle. 25 mm, and that's great. So let's take a look how this cuts. So you see, this cut isn't relevant. I can make it even less. Let's go to 20. Let's go to 15. See what that looks like. 15, depth of 15. 15 might not. It looks like it's perfect. Maybe just a little bit, but you just want it to be inside here. So then I go okay. And there you go. That looks just like it. All right, so this is 10 and 10. I don't see those numbers anywhere, but we did that. Okay, so here we go. This is completed. This is P310. File, save as, part P3-10, save. Right, look at that again. Yeah, that looks like it. And then file, make drawing from part. Yes. Okay. Drag this over. Okay. I like it the way the size it is. Looks perfect. All right, hit OK. Note. I would call it a note, but it's note. Mr.Noon. We'll just leave it at that today. You can do anything you want with the font. You know that. File, save. Save. File, print. OneNote for Windows 10. Okay. In our handouts. Okay. And then we're going to call this, obviously, part. Part P3-10, and that's submitted. There you go, you submitted. Now you just have, let's make this smaller. All right, so there were 6 parts. I did 2 of them. You did them. You can follow along and do them. So you have to submit 6 parts. So now just go and do these 4 parts by yourself and submit your work, and you're done for today.